Coming in at number 10, last week's number 10, this week's number 10. This is indeed, once again, the Beatles with their song Nowhere Man. It was released in 1965 on their album Rubber Soul, except in the United States and Canada, where it was first released as a single A-side in 56, appearing on the album Yesterday and Today. See, it was a little trick here for those recording companies in the U.S. and in the United States and Canada. See, what happened was that when Rubber Soul was originally on Nowhere Man was originally on Rubber Soul, and the Beatles pretty much said no singles are to be released from this album. None. Zero. But of course, tricky record executives in the US put it on another Beatles album, and thus they were released it as a single as kind of a cheat. And of course, it also was released in Australia and a handful of European countries. The song went up to number 5 on our Global Top 40 Retro Survey. Billboard Hot 100, it peaked at number 3. So not bad. I mean, Beatles don't have to hit number 1 every time, okay? I mean, it's a classic song. It's a great song. Now, let me explain about the music video. I tried to find a halfway decent music video. I even considered putting the Beatles cartoon on there. Remember, folks, the Beatles hated these cartoons when they were first out. And anyway, what I decided to do is, like, this is a thing from the, you remember the old Rock Band game where you get to mimic some of the lyrics, and of course, every time you screw up, the crowd starts booing at you. Yeah. Anyway, the song is from that, and somebody from YouTube decided to go ahead and just put that on there and use the Budokan stage, where the Beatles had performed many times, more than a few times. I mean, I don't know if it's every single time. I know, of course, that Shea Stadium concert was legendary. And, of course, I'm pretty sure this one was, too. Beatles were, you're great live. There was no question about that. They stopped, of course, performing live in 68 so they can contribute, because A, they didn't like the touring idea, and B, they wanted to experiment more with their music. And, of course, you probably well know that a lot of that experimentation put out great music. Biggest example, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which possibly been used for a lot of hallucinogenics and possibly a little bit of during that entire thing of the album. Don't forget the Monkees smoked weed performing their song Head, which if you saw the movie, explains quite a bit. I know, right? Smoked weed with Jack Nicholson, no less. Monkeys are cooler than you think, folks. Trust me on that. Anyway, here is the song. Last week's number 10, this week's number 10. These are the Beatles.